A relationship that causes you pain is already too expensive. Welcome to today's episode of Wellbeing with Nneka. And today, like I promised the last time, we'll be talking about relationships because it will soon be Valentine and it will be love in the air everywhere. Why did I start with that hook? Today's topic is on men you should never aspire to marry, no matter how long you have been in a relationship with them. As you all know, I am your well-being psychologist, and what I do here is to take you through things that will make your life easier and save you from stress or mental distress. Let us get on to today's topic. The emotionally unavailable men. This is difficult to decipher because they can come out as kind, they can come out as considerate, they may be rich, they may tick every other box, which shadows this very important aspect: emotional availability. An emotionally unavailable man does not engage in deep conversations. They have a reason to waive deep conversations. They do not want to make commitments in conversations. They do not want to connect emotionally with you. This set of men should be avoided at all costs. Are you in a relationship with someone who ticks your boxes, but you can't hold on to any conversations you've had with them? You do not have any agreements, you do not have any plans that they took part in making without coercion. Every conversation, every commitment has to be literally dragged out of them. Those are emotionally unavailable men. And these men should not make it to your list of first 11 to consider when you are thinking of marriage. As I make these points, I want you to analyze the man who you have eyes on, because marriage is not like a relationship. And in the next point I will raise, I will make a clarification to this thing I have said, that marriage is not relationship. Love and relationship can survive on vibes, but marriage survives on values. This takes us to our next point of things you should not consider, or characteristics of men you should not consider when you're talking about marriage. What is the man's values, or what are his values? What are his values? When push comes to shove, what does he believe in? Is he honest? Does he believe in hard work? Does he believe in honest dealings? Is he somebody you can hold on to, or someone you can vouch for? Is he someone who can stand by the truth when it is needed? What are his religious beliefs? If he's irreligious, are you okay with that? Is he atheist? If he is religious, does he abide by the tenets of whatever religion he claims? What are things he holds dear to his heart? How does he see making money, at all costs or through honesty? These are values. Who is he when things become hard? Who is he when things become difficult? Who is he when pushed to the wall? Who is he when life tosses him around? Those are the values that will hold a marriage together. That is, if you as a woman have your own solid values. Most times the women don't even have any values. They go with the trend, they go with the waves. Whoever is ready, whoever has money, they go with the person. Which is why in the long run, when the vibe dies down, when the relationship vibes wash away, you find the woman to be the first to complain. And this is because they never took time to align with the man who they have decided to marry. So far, we have raised 2 points: the emotionally unavailable man and the man who has no values or whose values do not align with yours. As I make this point, take a note or take out time to analyze that man who you've got eyes on. What are his values? When he talks about making money, what do you think? Do you think he can damn every consequence and go after money? What are his religious beliefs? Is he afraid? Is he reverent to God or to whatever he believes in? Does he align with your own belief? These are values. They mustn't necessarily be moral values. They could be societal values. Things that the society values, things that the society respects. What are his thoughts about lawlessness, lawfulness, obedience to law, obedience to constituted authority? What are his family values? What family orientation does he have? What are his thoughts about marriage as a whole? What are his thoughts about womanhood and the place of a wife and mother in the home? Those are values you should not overlook, because in the long run, they are going to haunt you. Let us go to the third point, or the third characteristics of men you should never, ever consider for marriage. The entitled man should never make it to your list of men to consider when you are thinking of marriage. Who is the entitled man? The entitled man is that man who demands respect that he has not earned. The entitled man is that man who thinks your feelings or your desires are sub to his own. His own feelings come first. They should be satisfied before every other person's, including you, the intended spouse or the spouse. The entitled man is that man who wants you to obey everything he says without asking any question. In fact, the entitled man turns submission to subservience. The entitled man makes the woman less human in a marriage. The entitled man makes sure that you wash his clothes, you iron, you cook, you sweep, you clean, you answer sir, you bow, you kneel, but doesn't lift a finger to show you any regard or any respect. A lot of you are in relationships with men like this, and you're already planning marriage, or you're already planning a surprise gift for Valentine. An entitled man does not have any plans for you, because as far as he's concerned, he is the prize. I know you have seen the signs, but nobody has been bold enough to tell you, to shake you out of your dream. Nobody has been able to tell you that you are stepping into fire if you go on to marry this man. Have you learned anything so far? Have you seen any signs in the man you're dating from what I have raised? If you have, please do not consider getting into any marriage with such men. His exes are always the problem. His colleagues are always the problem. You are always the problem. His siblings are always at fault. Who is this man? I call him the chronic blamer who never takes any responsibility or is averse to accountability. Now you're in a relationship and you're hoping this man proposes marriage to you. My dear, you're going to be better off single than ending up with such a man. A chronic blamer never takes responsibility for anything that goes wrong. Is that the kind of man you want to live with for the rest of your life? Or are you planning not to make your marriage for the rest of your life? A chronic blamer will blame you when things go wrong, will blame the universe, will blame the curtain, will blame cockroaches, will blame anything but himself. You are in that relationship and you have gotten to this point. Please do not make it to Valentine's Day. Do not take this relationship to the next level, because I promise you, you will regret it. I am being blunt here so that you will not say nobody told you, nobody advised you, nobody helped you. I am helping you. And I hope you have subscribed to my page. I hope you leave a comment. I hope you drop a like as I take you further into the list of men who you should never, ever consider for marriage. There is a thin line between protection and control. And a lot of ladies do not know when they cross this line with whoever they are considering for marriage. Most men pretend or assume that they are protecting you. Meanwhile, they are controlling you. They control your thoughts, they control your movement, they decide the job you do. They decide if you have to communicate with your families. These things don't start overnight in marriages. They have been there in your relationship, but you gave a blind eye. He doesn't want you to do this, he doesn't want you to do that. He knows everything that is good for you, and you do not know anything that is good for your own self. That is a controlling man, disguising as a protective man. A protective man shows you the dangers, allows you to make your choice if you wish, and is there to defend you if it goes wrong. I'm not saying you should go making mistakes or taking wrong decisions because you want to know if you have a protective man. No, if you do something wrong, you reap the fruit. But a protective man does not cage you, does not cage your emotions, does not cage your decision-taking abilities, does not cage your freedom. There is a difference between freedom and delinquency, please. If you do not know the difference, then let a man control you, because you are a danger to yourself. But as I was saying, one of the men you should never consider for marriage is a controlling man. And for every point I have raised, I have kept repeating that you should look at the man you are in a relationship with, or the one who is asking your hand in marriage, or the one you are hoping to marry, and see if they possess any of these characteristics. A controlling man has been shown by research to be that man who eventually becomes abusive. They either become emotionally abusive, or they become physically abusive, or they become financially abusive, not allowing you to use the money you earn for yourself or for your own good. They will restrict everything that you are able to make decisions over. And they condemn your choices because they want to control you. Some will say they are being the husband, they are protecting you. But the funny thing is that these things start from when you are in a relationship. But because of desperation or societal pressure, a lot of women go headlong to marry such men. I am your well-being practitioner for a reason. I want you to have better mental health. I want you to have better life. And I want you to have an overall better well-being. If you know anyone who is in these situations that I have mentioned already, please let them see this video. Let them not make mistake, because we already have too many cases of sad marriages. The man with big dreams. The man with potentials. What does this say? And then when you hear me say this, you might think, oh, you do not want people to start from the scratch. You do not want people to build with a man. No, that's not what I mean. Very far from the truth. The big dreamer who has no plans is a time bomb. He keeps building castles in the air. He keeps telling you things you know are not achievable. by the effort he is showing or putting up, yet you are there. He is inconsistent in his plans. He goes from one huge plan to the next huge plan, yet makes no movement. Potential without movement is not a life. It's like work done when you apply no force, which is zero. There is no distance covered in the work done, zero. So are you in a relationship with such men? Or are they approaching you? In fact, when someone approaches you to have a relationship with them, do you get to ask them what they do? Do you get to ask them what they have achieved in what they do? Do you get to ask them what are their plans? Do you like where they are? Do you see them progressing from where they are? Do you see that drive, that zeal to get better? Do you see that drive to be consistent at least, even if they don't get better? Because it doesn't make sense. You feed this person, you give them money. Some of you house men you want to get married to because they have potential. They are dreaming big. They are hoping to hit one day. And then, years down the line, you're somewhere sending, please hide my ID. You're somewhere crying. You're calling pity party. I am doing you this unpaid huge favor now. And I hope you pay heed. Or I hope you share it with someone who is at the verge of making a big mistake. We have come to the end of today's episode. And I can bet you more than one person will learn a thing or two and have a rethink about that marriage, about that proposal, about that relationship, which is clearly heading to danger. Don't let societal pressure or desperation make you enter things that will haunt you later. Thank you for watching to this point, and if you've not subscribed to this wonderful channel, this is a reminder that you should do so and help us spread the message of well-being. My name remains Nneka. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode. Bye.